Welcome back to Millers in Motion. We just wrapped up at the NRVTA, got a massive solar system installed. Big thanks to Big Beard Batteries, the NRVTA, and everybody that was involved with that. We are officially no longer in the bay. It is also very dark outside. We are, in the words of the Hanks, letting her rip. Just spent a week in the bay, so definitely needed to get some tank stuff situated. So that's happening as we speak. I'll spare you the gruesome details, but I got a glove on. But we want to take you along because tonight is our very first night officially boondocking with this system. Now, we were also involved in RV Unplugged, which is a reality show, so make sure and check that out. We have a meetup coming at the Tampa RV show if you're going to be there with the rest of the cast from RV Unplugged, as well as some guys from the NRVTA. And nope, that's not right. They're not You, Me, and the RV anymore. With Phil and Stacy from Today Is Someday. So if you're in that area, join us. If not, also check out the rally. All that information is going to be at RVUnpluggedTV.com. Now, what are we doing? Well, we boondocked for 2-ish weeks when we did that, and it was hot, it was miserable. There's videos, go watch them. I'm not going to relive it, even though I'm reliving it. But it's going to get down to about 30, 35 degrees outside. But this time we have 6 280 watt Big Beard batteries plus 2 Victron Multi-Pluses, so 6,000 watts of inverted power. Plenty of propane because I'm going to need the heater tonight apparently. And solar panels, but it's dark, so that doesn't matter so much. We have, in addition to those, all that components, we have 6 300 watt solar panels, brand new, up on that roof right up there, that are irrelevant because it's pitch black outside. So, the battery should last us all night. Hypothetically, we could actually run an AC all night. We haven't tested all that yet, but we will in the very, very soon coming. So, I'm going to wrap up doing these tanks, and then we're going to go find a spot over by the NRVTA somewhere, kind of get queued up so that I can get out pretty early, head back to Fort Worth to meet up with my bride, Lauren. And yeah, I'm have no idea how excited I am. Let's go. Let's go finish cleaning up doo-doo. Yay. All right. All done with that. Now let's go find us a boondocking spot. Well, we are all done getting the rig kind of ready to be boondocked and recovering from our time in the bay. Right behind me is the Big Red Schoolhouse and Community Center, which is obviously the home of the NRVTA. We're back. It's a little cold if you can't see my breath. Yeah, so there's the NRVTA. The furthest bay down is the bay that we were in, and now we are sideways right in front of it. Ready to experience our first boondocking situation. With the solar setup, which the solar panels have yet to do a dang thing because we were inside and now it's dark outside. So I'm excited when we get back to Fort Worth to see what they did to the batteries while we were in transit before we plug in. So what I want to do is we'll run some things, we'll do some stuff, we'll kind of see where we are percentage wise. We already dropped 1%, so we started at 100%, we're down to 99. But we're also not really going to have to run the AC or anything else. Maybe the furnace. Like I said, it's a little chilly right now. So let's jump inside. I already popped the slides out and everything. And actually, let's just go look at that real fast. So what I did is, if you notice, we're still hooked up. So what I did is I left the 5th wheel pin hooked up in the bed of the truck. I put a little air in the airbag, a little more than normal to give it a little extra support. But if you notice down there, our leveler jacks are actually down. So I just barely put them down, took the rig off of the truck just a little bit, and then I went around and manually lowered all the other jacks. That allowed me to look at my leveling system and determine that I needed to come up just a little bit on one side. You can do it a little bit, but because you have to be very careful doing that, because that head can only pivot so far. So what I did is I used that RV Leveler Pro that we were sent a long time ago, turned it on, and kind of maneuvered until I found a reasonably close spot, turned it off, switched over to leveler, did that, and then was able to pop all my slides out and do that. So that being said, I need to turn off that. We're going to turn the cap lights off, and then we'll go inside and talk batteries. All right, back inside. We are in full transit mode right now, but all the slides are out. So, and it's actually pretty stable here because I put the jacks down. That was the idea behind it. So, but let's open up this panel here and take a look. So this is just for documentary purposes. So currently, no shore power, no solar power, obviously, because it's dark. We're currently pulling 137 watts, not much. 31 watts on one leg, 106 on the other, not 100% sure what that is. We're obviously inverting power. We have a draw of 193 watts total, and the batteries are at 99%, 13.2 volts. So, I know that's a lot of information, and let's break that down a little bit better. So if I was to fire up the AC, you would see that consumption and AC loads just go through the roof. It'd be up around 1600 watts. We're not doing much right now, but if I were to turn something else on, so let me flip back around again. Sorry, back and forth, back and forth. So if I was to turn, let's say, maybe like the electric heater for the water pump, which I don't recommend doing it in this scenario, just use the gas, but watch what happens to the loads when I put the electric on. So electric on, watch the loads. Yeah, see how they spiked right there? So now they're up to 1044. So it's just using more power. Now that leg 2 is at 1487 watts versus leg 1 at 31. So I'm going to turn that back off because there's no reason for it. In this scenario, what I would do is I'd make sure I'm on propane. I would actually use the gas feature. The DSI fault pops up. And if you notice, it'll take a second, but with the gas feature, it's not going to do a whole lot. In fact, I'm just going to sit here and wait for it, and I'm going to draw this out. Because when that fault goes off over there, that means that the gas feature's on. So that went away. If you notice, 1443. It went up a few watts, not much at all. And now we're actually heating that. So when you're in boondocking mode, you want to use the gas, not the electric, so on and so forth down the road. But the nice part is that what we did, turn it back around again. I know, getting dizzy, I get it. So what we did is we actually left the 12 volt system independent in the converter. So whenever we have, whenever we're in shore power, previous to all the installation, the shore power would come in and then it would take over the system and run everything for us, and then the converter would keep our batteries nice and charged. Now, essentially, with the battery system we have on board, oh, allergies and drainage, gotta love Texas. With the battery and inverter system we have on board, what happens is when we unplug that shore power, it just takes over. So the inverters are pretty much always on. So that takes over, and then from there, the coach thinks that we're still on shore power. We're not, but it thinks we are. So it runs everything still, and that converter gets powered via the batteries, and then that runs the 12 volt system and make sure that it stays charged. Sorry, my arm's going to sleep. This is exhausting. Todd, I don't know how you do this all the time. Yikes. All right. So now, let's flip that around just a little bit. We left the original 2000 watt Magnum inverter that came with the coach. Why would we do that? Now, don't assume that, oh, you got 3000 plus 2 south. We have a 3000 watt multiplex, another 3000 watt multiplex. But then you flip around and say, well, you have a 2000 watt also inverter online. We don't. It's a different, the way it's built out is we don't. I mean, we do, but we don't. We left it there because there's no reason not to, for starters. It is a fail-safe. So let's say we had some sort of catastrophic issue with our battery system. Well, the 12 volt system in the converter still exists in the exact same manner they did prior if we were on shore power. By leaving that inverter, what that allows us to do, which really only plugged it's tired, it's been a long week, I'm sorry, I can't speak. By leaving the original Magnum inverter that came with the coach there allows us to do is, essentially, if we had a catastrophic failure, had to shut the batteries down, the inverters broke, whatever. For whatever reason they went away, that inverter would still power our fridge if we were in a going down the road situation. So we chose to leave it and leave the 12 volt system independent, almost as a redundancy just in case. Because obviously you don't want your fridge to necessarily go bad, because, I mean, God forbid, we ran out of food and I couldn't feed myself. That would be an awful thing. So, okay, I'm tired, I'm a little hot, I'm sweaty, and we're doing some things. So I'm going to kind of get some stuff together, and we're going to use the coach. and we're gonna see what we can use, what we can't use. So everything I do, because I'm gonna make some dinner, you know, I'm going to take a shower, all these things I fully intend on doing as normal. So, and I want to see what the power consumption is as we go, and I'm gonna kind of keep you updated until I go to bed, and then we'll look at it again in the morning. So let's change, do something. I don't know. You're gonna get the inside look of what we do in the evenings. Well, I do in the evenings. All right. Well, showered, cleaned up, slides are out. I've had a few lights on. Let's see where we're at. So 98%. Not bad. I mean, we really only have some lights on, and then I had the propane on for a little bit. Not really using a whole lot. So time for some dinner. Gonna sit, maybe watch a little TV, just kind of relax. Get used to this idea that I'm in some random parking lot. I mean, I'm literally 2 feet away from where I was all week. I'm just on the outside of the door now instead of the inside of the door. In fact, it's right there. So there's the bay door. Now it's hard to see. There's the bay door right there. There's the little door, and that's where I've been all week. In fact, I should probably turn the light off in there for him. I guess this is good, because if I left anything, I could grab it. But yeah, here's an empty, sad bay because they're losing me. I know. Todd, Tony, Garrett, Jason, Mel, everybody else here. So sorry. I know. You're going to shed a tear tomorrow when I leave, but... Or jump for joy. Tear. Definitely tear. Yeah, go with tear. All right. I am air frying some chicken, and I'm curious where we're at. Oh, 97. So the air fryer is pulling 13-ish hundred watts. So it's pulling some juice. I mean, we went from 98 to 97 just by doing that. I know you're not used to seeing my hair like that. It's still a little wet, but yeah. So, but the fact of the matter is, it's at 97% still. So we're still in really, really good shape. With lithium batteries too, you know, when you have AGM or gel or lead acid or any of those types of battery systems that normally just come on rigs, you can't take those past 50%. You'll damage them. With lithium, you can take them much lower. You still can't take them all the way down, but you can take them quite a bit lower, so you get more battery out of a lithium battery. And it's just a more efficient use. So, yeah, and that's going to be done soon. That's what I'm doing for dinner, so nothing else to really cook or anything. So, outside of potentially the furnace, like I said, it's a little chilly in here tonight for sleeping. That's about it. So, I'd like to think we're really not going to put a whole lot of, you know, wear on the batteries first go run. So I'll be very curious first thing in the morning. So let's do this, eat some dinner, and we'll look at it right before we go to sleep, and then I'm going to say night-night to you guys, and we'll pick it back up in the morning. But first, let's... food. I'm tired. I'm ready to go to bed. My hair's finally dried. I've eaten. It's not even that late, to be honest with you. What time is it? I don't even know. It is 9:18. It's later than I thought, but it's been a long week. You know, I've been up. We did a brisket for the class just as a big thank you. Lauren's not here. I never sleep as good when Lauren's not here. So let's do one quick little last power consumption. Really haven't done anything. Just watch some TV, relax for an hour or so as I get ready to go to bed. We only are under 123 watts load at the moment. Batteries are sitting at 95%. Again, still dark, so zero coming in to the power. But overall, I mean, I'm super happy with how the system's working so far. I mean, there's nothing that I haven't done. We do have some stuff plugged in, like the Wi-Fi system is plugged in, so our PepWave router is powering some stuff. We have our Ring alarm system up and going, our TVs, that kind of stuff. What I did is I used the air fryer for about 12 minutes. And then it's a little cold, so I made a cup of hot chocolate. So that the coffee pot uses that at the Keurig. So there's a lot of power that uses that for the minute or two it was on. You know, it knocked us down 1% or 2% to use it, but you know, it's one of those things. If you want to do that, then do that. So it's a little chilly in here. It's like 64, 65, but again, the furnace shouldn't hypothetically use all that much. So we're gonna wrap up here, and essentially I'm gonna crash and we'll just see in the morning. We'll do a quick update there, and then we're going to head back to Fort Worth. And then by the time we get there, I want to see what's been brought back in from the solar panels, assuming it's a little less cloudy than it is now. So we will see you in the morning. Bye. that was a much more enjoyable experience overnight than previously. RV Unplugged was a blast, but I can tell you that having power was a much more enjoyable thing. So let's give it one more check before we hit the road of where we're at. I do have a few lights on. I didn't really run anything else overnight. Watched TV for a little bit in bed. That's about it. The furnace did come on quite a bit. I mean, it's about 65, 66 in here right now. Did get down to mid-30s outside, so, but everything ran perfectly fine. Never had any issues. I periodically checked the batteries just out of complete curiosity, but let's take a look today. So we went to bed, and I believe it was at 95%. Yeah, it's currently on our AC load. We have 240 watts. We have some lights on. We have a few different things on here and there. The ring's still plugged in, and then the furnace is on. I ran some coffee this morning, so I'm on my second cup of coffee. But we're at 87% with a 289 watt draw. We're at 13.2 volts. Yeah, I mean, 87% is not bad. When I woke up, it was at 89, I believe. So, yeah, I mean, it did everything it's supposed to do. And I still haven't seen the solar panels charge anything yet. But again, inside, then dark. So I'm super excited to see what that does to the batteries on the way back to Fort Worth. What is our game plan today? Well, I'm going to hang out for a little bit longer. We have a couple of things I have to wrap up for the install video. I don't like leaving before dark. Well, that's not right. I don't like leaving before light, so I want the sun to come up a little bit. I actually want to pop the drone up for a quick second, and then I am going to pretty much pull the slides in, bring the stabilizer jacks up, and we are out of here. So that was a very enjoyable evening without Lauren. I don't mean it that way. That was, having the power system on board really did help. It made a world of difference, being able to just utilize the RV as it is, almost like it's on shore power, except we're not. We're literally nothing here. So yeah, pretty pumped. I'm excited about the possibilities that this will open up. So let's do this. So I'm going to sit for a second, kind of get my route squared away. I need to go find diesel, but I have the RV hooked up, so I have to do that portion of it. But yeah, so the next thing you'll see is us heading out. Let's go to Fort Worth. All right, that is going to do it for us at the NRVTA. So let's go see Lauren. I'm excited about that and show her all the fun new toys we got.